Ghana has deported 3 Israelites after Israel deported 3 Ghanaians. Much energy for energy. What happened? Ghana is not happy that Ghanaians who were on en route to a cybersecurity meeting were poorly treated inside Israel. They were arrested. They were 11 in numbers. They were arrested, including a top government official, arrested without any issue. They were racially profiled. Arrested, and 3 of them deported without no issue. People who were on official Ghanaian assignment. So the president of Ghana, John Mahama, who is a Pan-African, was not happy about this situation. So what did he do? He ordered for a retaliation, and immediately Ghana deported 3 Israelites and promised to do more, that Israel need to apologize and need to arrange or rectify what they did, because what they did is bad. Now, if this had happened to some countries in CEMAC, forget it. They would not have retaliated. They would have simply instead apologized to Israel. They would have apologized to Israel. You see the strength of Ghana. Ghana did not apologize to Israel, but rather Ghana actually carried out the countermeasures, because if you might treat my civilian, my citizen, I'm going to treat your own. That was what Ghana simply did. Now, let me take you to a case that occurred or is occurring in CEMAC. Every day, there are moments, not every day, we have seen moments where Cameroonians are poorly treated in Equatorial Guinea. Cameroonians are poorly treated in Equatorial Guinea, deported in an inhumane condition, maltreated upon deportation, but yet we don't see this kind of robust action. You see what we call leadership. Leadership. Where if the people of your country cannot be respected, it means your country is not respected. Hundreds of Cameroonians are deported from Equatorial Guinea. When they are deported, no action. Cameroon government takes very little action to do the same. If they deport your citizen, maltreat your citizen, retaliate at the same way, let them understand what time is it. And that's why I love Ghana. And that's why that was what Ghanaian president did. John Mahama did. So, you see what Ghanaian did. So next time, if any Cameroonian is deported from Equatorial Guinea, in that way that they deport Cameroonians, get to Cameroon, deport all Equatorial Guineans, deport all of them. Because it doesn't make sense. Cameroonians poorly treated in Equatorial Guinea, deported, and yet we don't take this robust action. See the way Ghanaian did, and Israel had to issue a statement and explain what happened, and the president of Ghana says he's not pleased with the statement, and that ought not to have happened. So you cannot maltreat a fellow citizen over, if you deport your citizen, maltreat your citizen, retaliate, deport their own. Watch.
The tensions between Ghana and Israel have escalated further as the West African nation has deported about 3 Israeli citizens. This comes as a response to the alleged mistreatment of a group of the Ghanaian citizens at the airport in Israel. Now, Ghana's foreign minister said that the government has been compelled to activate certain appropriate reciprocal action. He further added that after the officials from Israeli embassy in Accra were summoned over the incident, both the governments have now agreed to an amicable resolution. However, Israel has not officially commented on the matter. An earlier statement from Ghana's foreign ministry said that 7 Ghanaian travelers to Israel were detained for well over 5 hours without any justifiable cause, adding that these travelers were deliberately targeted and were subjected to inhumane and traumatic treatment. The reports also suggest that Accra's recent stance on the Gaza war could be the source behind the Ghana-Israeli tensions. In September, Ghana had condemned the Israeli bombings which hit Qatar, describing the attack as a clear violation of international law. Furthermore, last month, the Ghanaian authorities had urged the State of Israel to allow for more humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip. And our correspondent Louisa Olani has sent us this report. Listen in.
Diplomatic tensions rose between Ghana and Israel following a week of back-and-forth deportations that put both countries on edge. It began when 7 Ghanaians headed to a cybersecurity conference in Tel Aviv were detained at Ben Gurion Airport. After hours of questioning, 4 were eventually allowed in without any form of explanation as to why others were not. In a swift response, Ghana deported 3 Israelis who arrived in Accra days later a move Ghana's foreign ministry described as number-for-number diplomacy, vowing that any Ghanaian deported will be matched by an equal number of Israelis. Officials say recent Ghanaian travelers have since entered Israel without issues, and both governments are quietly working to de-escalate the row. For now, calm diplomacy is being urged on both sides.
Vous êtes le futur de notre société. Vous êtes les leaders de demain. Vous êtes les innovateurs de la prochaine génération. Nous sommes là pour vous aider à réaliser vos rêves et atteindre vos objectifs. Bacheliers, devenez les architectes de votre avenir avec l'Institut universitaire du Golfe de Guinée de Douala.
Since 1993, the University Institute of the Gulf of Guinea, it is 3 higher schools, ESG, ISTA, ISA,